Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing great. Got a big story for you. It is about energy and their plan to absolutely crush you this winter. That is correct. Let me come on into the frame. It's a good day today, guys. And it's always good when you know the plans of the elite so that they can try and make you scared, desperate, and literally in a position where you have to take their digital currency. But we're going to fight that. We're going to fight it, and we're going to explain through their words how you're going to fight it, all right? Now, guys, I'm going to link this story below. It's entitled, "If You Think the World's Energy Crisis is Bad Right Now, Next Winter Will Be Worse," says the OECD, whose new global outlook predicts bad times ahead. And just, they're not predicting it, they're actually causing it, all right? Sorry, I can't stop moving. I'm hyperactive and hyperglycemic. Let me know where that came from. It says right now, with millions of Americans and Europeans bemoaning the huge rise in the cost of heat to their homes, for their homes, and power their businesses during the bitter cold months, they ought to brace themselves for even worse times ahead next winter. It says right here, in Europe, if it is a cold winter this year, it will be complicated. But we are more concerned about next year, says Alvaro Santos Perina, chief economist for the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development. Especially in the gas markets, replacing the Russian gas is going to be a challenge. It is going to be a challenge. You know why? Because Europe was so dumb, and it was interesting. Trump actually called this out a long time ago, and Angela Merkel laughed at him when he says, you're too dependent on Russia for your natural resources. You should try and find other means of energy. It was just a very, very logical statement. Yet she laughed along with the rest of the world. You see, the logical thinkers are getting laughed at by the fools. And I say fools because they're now the ones clamoring for energy right now, paying much higher prices because they didn't listen to logic. But I want you to listen to logic because this is what they want to do. They are going to put you in the hurt locker this winter. It says, Perea, for lack of better pronunciation, was speaking to a small group of journalists from the Anglo-American Press Association in Paris in advance of today's release of the OECD's World Economic Outlook. Its flagship report, the Paris-based intergovernmental organization, tracks data across 48 countries. Let me stop right here. All this, intergovernmental and world economic groups and stuff, I can't stand them. But I only have to give a little bit of credence here because they're actually telling you the truth. This is a plan to put you in the hurt locker financially, okay? So what do? Get out of debt. Don't get into new debt. Go and buy assets like all the rich are doing, like gold, silver, land, water, oil, all that kind of stuff, and live differently than the rest of these guys because it's sort of a big deal. And I got to hurry up. Some random strangers are walking by. It's going to get really awkward. Says this year's predictions are sobering. Pierre says global growth in 2022 will rise only by 3.1%, a relatively optimistic outlook given the severe energy crisis that has hit the world since February 24. That doesn't make any sense. When Ukraine was invaded, oh yeah, it does. That's right, because we always have to have the boogeyman. That's right. Ukraine was invaded by Russia, and since America and all the European nations wanted to sanction them, then what's going to happen is you're going to have problems because you're reliant on their energy. We've heard this before. See, now America is reliant on Saudi Arabia instead of themselves. Got to thank that to good old Joe Biden. But Pierre says that the true scale of the world economic woes will only become clear in 2023, when the OECD predicts a significant slowdown for a global economy to 2.2%. You see, they're already telling you the truth. The global economy is slowing down. As a matter of fact, it's crashing. And they're telling you that they're going to put you in the hurt locker because of elevated energy prices. You would think that when the world economies are slowing down, people would need less energy. Therefore, the price of energy will go low. But because of strategically placed agreements and alliances, it's going to actually cause the prices to go up. And that's why I invest in energy. That's why I invest in precious metals, things like that. Look at them, watch. I'm just going to move really quick to the bike. What do you do? What do you do? They're famous now. So think about this. They're telling you what's coming. So if you're getting into debt right now and buying things you shouldn't be, well, then you're going to be in a lot of pain. Matter of fact, most people are going to literally have a job today and not one tomorrow. When I say tomorrow, I'm not talking about actually tomorrow. I'm talking about literally few months down the road, a year down the road, because the world's economies are collapsing and layoffs are coming more and more. I mean, for heaven's sakes, Amazon's laying people off for the first time in history before Christmas. Instead of hiring people, not even doing a hiring freeze, like, oh, we'll just not hire anybody else. No, we're actually laying people off. That's how bad the global economy is. So now you add inflation, and especially inflation in energy prices, and you've got a recipe for disaster. And I could not be more serious about that. And I know sometimes we just got to have a little bit of fun and joke around, because in a crazy world, sometimes you just got to act a little crazy to get along, to feel normal. But we're not normal, and you're not normal. You are not normal. You are part of the most amazing army on earth financially that has ever existed. And that is a group of people worldwide that are getting out of debt and getting ready, and they're saving money, and they're going to absolutely crush it. Instead of the banks going and buying up all your houses, you're going to go buy all the banks' potential assets, because you're going to buy those houses before the banks can. And then you're going to rent them out and be good landlords, and you're going to be amazing, and you're going to help people. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. So with that being said, the Economic Ninja is out. See ya.